Hello. All right. So, good evening. I'm going to be talking with Haley today about rheumatoid arthritis. Boy, when you hear her story about the pain and the things that she had to go through from a health testimonial, and if you're looking for some natural solutions or just some hope, she is going to spark a flame. I am convinced she's going to change somebody's life today, and I'm very excited to learn more. So I'm going to be perfectly honest here. Haley, thanks for joining me today, too, by the way.
Yeah, of course, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I am super fired up to interview today because it is so important to me that people get some answers. And I really strongly feel that while the conventional medical community does their best to offer some hope and solutions for people, not everybody's actually getting better. My daughter's going to join us for a second, evidently. And it's worse than that. People are getting worse. They're suffering, they're struggling. And I think some people actually think there is no hope for them. And here you are. Um, you couldn't even get yourself out of bed. It took you 15 minutes to rise and shine. You were in pain, you were suffering, and your doctors gave you a solution that just wasn't going to work for you. Haley, can you explain a little bit about where you came from with your medical journey? And I guess just get into it. Tell these people what it is that they can start doing and show them the hope and the silver, the silver lining.
Yeah, of course. There was some rising, but there was not too much shining, especially in those days. But I was actually diagnosed with aortic stenosis when I was 6 weeks old. I've spent a lot of years in and out of hospitals. I've had 4 open heart surgeries. My last one was 2 years ago, and it was about 2 months after my open heart surgery that I noticed it started to get colder in those months, of course. But I noticed something wasn't right. Like my wrists were killing me. My hands were swollen. Like I could not figure out what was wrong. So I went, my primary care was out of town for the week. So I went to a walk in clinic that's still associated with my doctor's office. Um, and they misdiagnosed me with tendonitis in both wrists. And I was like, well, that's really weird. Tendonitis normally doesn't run lateral like that. So I took some steroids, which I absolutely hate because they just make me evil. But I took some steroids and it helped with the pain for about a week or two. And then I went into my primary care's office for some routine lab work. And the guy that was taking my blood, I've been going here since I was 15, love this place very much, so trust him. He was like, Haley, your knuckles are really red and really swollen. Like, what's going on? I was like, yeah, I went to the walk in clinic a couple weeks ago and they told me it was tendonitis. I said, but it really hasn't gotten better. And he was like, well, have you set up an appointment with your primary care to see her? And I was like, I will. And he went and came back a few minutes later. My primary care doctor came in with him. And he was like, I know you, if you leave here, you won't ever make the appointment. And he's not wrong. But she came in and she noticed my hands. She was like, I want to test your rheumatoid factor. She was like, this does not seem like tendonitis. She was like, I want to test your rheumatoid factor, get a full CBC, and let's get the results. So it was less than 24 hours. She called me. And with rheumatoid arthritis, if you have a rheumatoid factor of 14 or under, you're considered in remission or you don't have rheumatoid arthritis. She called me and she was like, hey, Haley, your rheumatoid factor is 79. We need to get you on the rheumatologist ASAP. And of course, specialties like that stay booked up for months. So the only thing, and at this point, I literally couldn't get out of bed. My knees had already gotten the arthritis. The bottom of my feet hurt. My lower back was killing me. My shoulders, I mean, my whole body hurt. And I was like, I'm 25 years old. My body should not feel like this. Something is wrong. And I started researching into it. And I have some people in my family that have it, but not a wide variety of them. So I did my own research. I'm like, what could cause rheumatoid arthritis? And I learned that a lot of the medication I was on for my heart, the antibiotics they kept me on as preventative, was killing my gut health. And then I was like, it was linked to gut health. Let me keep researching. So I had my rheumatologist appointment and I didn't meet her. I liked the fact that she was very forward. I do respect that in a person, but I didn't know this woman from Adam. And she says, okay, go get a COVID vaccine. I'm going to put you on a auto or chemotherapy drug And I'm also going to put you on a shot that the shot itself was $1,200 after insurance. And I had to have one a month. And she was like, and it's going to suppress your immune system. And I'm like, things that help you shouldn't make you like risk of dying catching a common cold. Like something didn't add up. Something did not set well with me. All those feelings were going off. Like you need to look further. So at that point, I had a friend that said something about a company called Amari Global. And I'm like, well, what is this? She messaged me. She said, Haley, I've been praying for you. I've been thinking about you. And she was like, just hear me out. She was like, I have this and I really think it might help you. Would you consider it? I took the information and I was like, honestly, thank you. I said, I've been praying. I've been looking for a sign. I don't feel comfortable. I do not have cancer. Why do I need these drugs? And I started researching and researching and researching. I researched the ingredients of the products. I researched how they would benefit, how they link to gut health, if I can take them, because I am on blood thinner because of my mechanical heart valve. So I like ran everything by my primary care because I do trust her. She's the only one that is really kind of letting me advocate for myself and telling me yes or no. So I ran all this by her and I started the products. I was like, you know what? It has a 365-day money back guarantee. I'm like, if it doesn't work, I send it in, I get my money back. What do I have to lose at this point? I called my rheumatologist up. I was like, hey, listen, I was like, I appreciate you taking the time out to see me, doing the lab work, confirming the diagnosis, but I'm going to try my way first. And if it doesn't work, I'll call you back. And she called me a couple months ago just to check in. And I was like, I'm doing great. Like, I'm good. Thank you. But I actually got the products and within a matter of a week, I have pictures and I'll send them to you, but my fingers I couldn't even make a fist. And I was able to make a fist. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I got so excited because I can make a fist. I'm like, normal people probably don't get excited about this. But my whole body like betrayed me. The only thing that would help was standing in scalding hot water. And that gave me 20 to 25 minutes of relief. Like I lost probably 3 months worth of sleep. I couldn't do anything like that I used to. So I started the products and after a week, I already saw a difference. And I was like, man, I'm hooked. And that was over a year ago. And then as I continued on the products, it was 4 months after I started the products. I go back to my doctor. I walk in, I say, listen, I need you to check my rheumatoid factor. She was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm great. I need you to check this for me. And she was like, okay, I'll check it. So by the time I got home, she called me and she said, Haley, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing what you're doing. Your rheumatoid factor is at a 19. So then a matter of 3 months time, it took my rheumatoid factor from a 79 to a 19. And I'm currently, it's not technically a thing, but I'm in remission from my rheumatoid arthritis. My rheumatoid factor is actually at a 13. I have the occasional flares. If it gets really humid, if it gets really cold, of course, my body gets a little achy. It's more so noticeable in my lower back. It just gets really stiff. But I also have a heating pad and massager that I just put on it, and within about 10 minutes, it goes away. If I have those days where I'm like really feeling kind of stiff, I will add a couple extra scoops of Edge into my morning happy juice, and by the end of the day, I don't even know that I was hurting that morning. Like I literally was completely floored. I called up my friend and I was like, listen, I was like, you're my new guardian angel. I was like, I love you forever. This is amazing. And she was like, so you're feeling okay? And she was like, yeah. She was like, and you want to join me and start telling others about this? I said, oh, I already am. I was like, everybody that I come across is like, Haley, 2 months ago, you couldn't walk. What have you been doing? Like, what are you using? My whole family's on it now. I gave it to my dad for the first time and he was like, will this make me feel a drug test? I haven't felt this good in years. Is this going to make me feel a drug test? And I'm like, no, Dad, it's all natural. It's good for you. And like, it was just, I mean, I was really concerned. 25 years old, I should not be hurting. I should not be stuck having to have help to just walk to the bathroom. And then last year, I really pushed myself. If you haven't heard of the 75 Hard Challenge, you need to check it out. It's probably one of the most physical demanding challenges out there. Only like 7% of the population completed the first try. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And my fiance was like, are you sure? He was like, you just really got back to being able to do everything you've been doing. Are you sure you want to push it? And I'm like, oh, we're going to push it. We're going to do it. And we completed it first try. And that included 2 45-minute workouts every single day for 75 days straight. And my body did not fail me. And I'm like, I've been given this amazing gift and I'm not going to waste it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and think, oh my gosh, am I going to start hurting again in a week? No, because I know better. Like, there's something out there that can provide that hope and that relief. I had no hope. I was depressed because of it, Like, again, 25 years old and your body starts failing you, you get pretty depressed. I was depressed. I was just miserable, and
Mm.
I hated it because I missed out on so much. I have a 5-year-old nephew who I love to pieces, and like I couldn't play with him. I couldn't even pick him up to put him in the swing because it hurt so much. And now we're active. He comes over all the time. We get in the pool, we go for runs, we play at the park. Like, it's just the small things that I didn't know if I was ever going to get back that these products have allowed me to get back. So I will definitely sit here and share it with everybody that I know.
Oh my goodness. You make interviewing you so easy, by the way. So here's the deal, right? You had a gut feeling, no pun intended, I swear, that there was something that could possibly be done outside of all of these crazy, and they had to be expensive medical treatments that were not holistic. That's like insanity. How old are you now? 26?
27.
27 years old, and you're being told to get on chemotherapy as a treatment for something that caused you such a great amount of pain that you couldn't play with your nephew. It took you 15 minutes to get out of bed. You couldn't walk. Your hands were hurting. Your back was hurting. It just sounds awful. And you turn around and decide to investigate and ask some questions. And you're right, gut health has a major part to play. So here's a part reason why this is helping you so much, because scientists have known, microbiome based scientists have known for a long time that you get having a healthy gut microbiome, or basically for people that don't know, like getting the bacteria in your gut in alignment in a healthy state can reduce these types of symptoms and the inflammation that happens with arthritis, right? Like,
Oh,
and that's what's
definitely.
causing, yeah, and that's what's causing this relief, because you're just getting things back to what should be a healthy normal for you, regardless of your age. And here's the thing, this is another great reason to shout these up from the rooftops, because it doesn't matter if you don't have RA. If this is also helping a lot of other inflammatory problems and things like autoimmune diseases. And there's an enormous population of people that are suffering with anxiety and depression and poor sleep and bad digestion. And whether it's just a little bit of discomfort or a lot, like yourself, we got to start protecting against some of these issues that people are having and get the truth out there. So I'm wicked excited about all of this. Guys, if you have any questions for her, we're about to wrap this up. So be sure to put your questions in right now and she'll be sure to answer. So do you have any sort of advice for somebody who's wondering if this is something that they should look into? How do you know that this is something that is worth it? You know, people are tired, they're not sure what to do.
So, again, when I was 6 weeks old, I was diagnosed with a major medical condition. So, my whole entire life, all I've known is modern medicine. I've always went with the doctor knows best because that's all I have known. And then as I've gotten older and been able to again advocate for myself a little bit more and speak out, and I mean, my biggest piece of advice is don't trust everything. Don't go with the first option. There's always another way. Don't put your body in more harm by taking something that's going to cause more long-term effects when you can actually get to the root cause of it and fix it for good. Like, yeah, these chemotherapy pills and injections might have helped me not be in pain, but look at the side effects. Look at what it does. It causes the biggest reason I didn't take it is because of the side effects: suicidal thoughts, weight gain, depression, anxiety. And that's not something I want to live with every day. I firmly believe that they would have probably prescribed me something else to help with the side effects of that one. And it's a never ending cycle. Like I've always said it, Big Pharma doesn't make cures, they make lifelong customers. And I was about to become a lifelong customer. Since then, I've actually been able to come off of every single one of the medications that I was ever on for my heart, even except for my blood thinner. And I mean, I can't go without that. But like, I had a beta blocker. I came home from the hospital after my surgery on like 13 different medicines, and I take one now. Like, one, that's it. So always try to fix the root if you can, because you're going to find so much more than just the result that you're looking for. Like, I'm happier, I sleep better, I'm healthier. I literally do not have anxiety or depression anymore. I used to panic driving, and I bought a new Mustang and go have fun all the time. Like, literally fix the root and everything else will become clear.
Yes. Okay. So side effects include better mood because also 95% of your feel good hormones come from your gut. Side effects include better sleep, better energy, all of the things that your typical modern day person struggles with, and we deserve better. So, Haley, thank you for sharing this. And listen, guys, if you want to feel better, you got to jump on board right now. We have something available for you at a special pricing. I don't want to get too far into this because if you're catching on this replay in a month from now, we're going to talk about what's pertinent for you then. But right now, we're also able to talk about hormone balance at the same time. And so this human body, this God-given design, we have to take care of it and figure out how to really make it work and optimize our life and longevity and live to the fullest. So, Haley, you're an amazing human being. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for being brave and looking outside the box and making that one change. I'd love to see that before and after photo to really to get an idea of the inflammation and the relief that you experienced after even just a week of being on these products. So guys, drop a comment below if you'd like some more information, and we'll get you the science and the products to start making some changes. All right, guys, God bless. Take care. Have an awesome day.